Okay. Now, today's class, I will continue with the problems based on empirical and molecular formula. Yesterday, I had done one problem based on empirical formula. Okay. So now I will do the problem based on empirical and molecular formula. Okay. So you may see on the screen just now the date, today's timing for the class. Okay. Now I'm going to the next slide. Next slide. An organic compound. An organic compound has the following percentage composition. Carbon is
Sir, to
26.
copy the question.
Carbon is 26.67%. Hydrogen is 2.2%, and oxygen is 71.13%.
The screen is not coming.
An organic compound has the following percentage composition.
So I can see the screen.
Because the network is so nice, It is because of it.
Sorry, it's 4G.
4G.
Not.
Mine is fiber.
And
we can
Mine
see.
is going to 5G.
First,
Okay.
So it's very
my
all black.
I repeat the question once more. Okay, those who can't see the screen, you refresh your page. Please refresh your pages, and then you'll be able to see the screen. Or if your network is
Sir,
not,
my screen is already refreshed, but still I can see.
tell me your name.
So Somik Pradhan.
You are
What is the
blind kid.
spelling? What is the spelling?
Eid Mubarak.
SAMAK.
S-A.
MIK.
Eid Mubarak.
No, sir.
One case. One case.
You are in 10A or 10C?
10A, sir.
10A. Okay. What is your roll number?
39, sir. 39. Sir, Sikkim.
Are you in Sikkim right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, my dear students, yesterday I had posted one Times of India news in the WhatsApp group. I hope all of you have read
Is it
very
of
carefully.
our batch? So is it
Yes,
so is it
sir.
ours or the previous batch?
It will be applicable for the present batch because
So which one? So this one, our batch?
yeah, it is applicable for your batch because if you all can't appear for the ICC, if you are not allowed to appear for the ICC because of the pandemic, then all the online class attendance, all the internal tests will be taken into account for calculating the ICC result.
Which year's ICC is it? So this year or ours year ICC 2022 ICC or 2021 ICC?
This year 21 and 22 also.
No, no.
Okay, it is applicable for you also, it is applicable to the present batch also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so be serious and do not disturb in the class by talking unnecessarily. Okay. Now,
Okay, sir.
now I can see who is talking, who is not talking. So I will throw you out of the group now.
Sir, please show the screen. The whiteboard.
Just a second. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So now
Yes, sir. Now
Listen,
we can see.
Vinayak,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Vinayak,
Yes, sir.
Vinayak, Vinayak,
So which one?
Vinayak from Bagdara.
Mute your mic.
What?
Hey, sir.
What?
Potter.
Vinayak from
Potter.
Bagdara.
What?
Mute your mic.
Okay. Now I read the question once more. Please mute yourselves.
Huh?
Please mute yourselves.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Please
I'll
mute yourselves. Okay. Now let us continue. An organic compound has the following percentage composition. Carbon is 26.67%, hydrogen is 2.2%, oxygen is 71.13%. The vapor density of the organic compound is 45. Calculate the empirical formula and molecular formula of the compound. For the solution, like yesterday, we have to make a table format for solving this problem. So the first column, you also make the first column. The first column is called element column. Element column. The second column is for percentage composition. The third column is for atomic weight. The fourth column is for relative number of atoms. And the last column is for simple ratio. Simple ratio. Now, the elements present in this compound are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. After writing the elements in the first column, the symbols of the elements, complete the table. The second column requires percentage composition. Carbon, the percentage composition of carbon is given 26.67%. Hydrogen is given 2.2%. Oxygen is given 71.13%. Okay. Now, if you happen to get the total of these percentages, it becomes 26.67 plus 2.20 plus 71.13. It will come roughly 100%. It will come 100%. Exactly, it is coming 100%. The atomic weight of carbon given over here is 12. So I write 12. The atomic weight of hydrogen is 1. The atomic weight of oxygen is 16. Now, let us find out the relative number of atoms of each element, that is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. To find the relative number of atoms of carbon, we have to divide the percentage by its atomic weight. So, 26.67 divided by 12. Hydrogen, 2.2 divided by 1. Oxygen, 71.13 divided by 16. Okay. Now, some of you simplify this in the rough over there. I am also simplifying this in the rough.
so 2.225.
26.67 divided by 12. 12 to the 24.
So 12. So 2.22.
Yeah, I'm getting correct. 12 to the 24. 12. 2.222. It is coming.
So 2.2.
2.22. We'll get 2.22. Sorry. It's 2.22. And
Yes,
for
sir.
hydrogen, 2.2 divided by 1 is again 2.2 only. Now
Yes, sir.
simplify
Yes, sir.
71.13 by 16.
4.445.
4,
4.445.
16 for the 64. 11 minus 4
4.44.
The 4.44.
16 for the
6 it will be. 4.
4.44. Correct. We're getting
Yes, sir. 44.
4.44. Okay, that's fine. Good enough. Now,
So 4.45
no, 4.44.
because this 5
4.44,
because
right?
rounding off will get 5.
Yeah, no problem. You take it 4.45 at the end. Now among these three numbers, which is the smallest number?
2.2.
2.2.
2.2. Okay.
2.2.
Okay. Just a second. I'm getting a call. Okay. Now divide the relative number of atoms by the smallest number. 2.22 divided by 2.2. That comes to 1.
Sir, 1.00.
1.00 is 1 only. Again,
Yes, sir.
2.22 is 1 again.
1.
4.22 is 2. Okay.
2.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good.
So,
Sure.
Now, now we have got the simple ratio for carbon is 1, hydrogen is 1, oxygen is 2. Therefore, empirical formula, empirical formula is CHO2. This is the first part of the answer. We have got the empirical formula. Okay, CHO2. As soon as you get the empirical formula, now we have to start thinking about the molecular formula. Now, to get the molecular formula in the question, the vapor density is given. The vapor density is given. The vapor density is given as 45. So, applying the formula of vapor density, there is a formula which I had given. Molecular weight is equal to twice into vapor density. So, get the molecular weight now, twice into vapor density is 45. It comes to 90. Okay. So, the molecular weight of the compound has been calculated to be 90. Now, we know the empirical formula. So, by using the empirical the empirical formula is CHO2. Calculate the empirical formula mass. Calculate the empirical formula mass. Carbon is 1 atom, so 1 into 12. Plus hydrogen is 1 atom, 1 into 1. Plus oxygen is 2 atom, 2 into 16. So if you simplify this, you will get 12 plus 1 plus 32. You get 2, 3, 5. You get 45. The empirical formula mass is 45. And the molecular weight calculated that time was 90. So using the empirical formula mass and molecular weight, get the factor. Get the factor which is called n, small n. The factor n is obtained by dividing molecular weight by empirical formula mass. Empirical formula mass. So here molecular weight is 90 and empirical formula mass is 45. So if you simplify this, you get 2. Okay. So the factor which you have obtained is 2 over here. N, the value of small n, which is called a factor. Now, now our molecular formula becomes equal to empirical formula outside. Put this empirical formula in a bracket and outside you write small n. This factor n comes over here. Okay. So now the empirical formula which we had got was CHO2. So it is the empirical formula which we had got was CHO2. So I write CHO2 in the bracket, close the bracket, and outside the bracket instead of n I write 2. Now I put the 2 inside. So I will get C2H2O4. So this becomes my molecular formula, which is the answer. Therefore, molecular formula is equal to C2H2O4. This is my second answer. So this type of problem is also 100% sure it will be coming in the internal examination. And if by chance you happen to appear for the ICC also, then in the ICC also, this type of problem is confirmed 100%. Please write and keep it. So you must know.
Sir,
Yes.
so you should, so you can please go to the previous page.
Yeah, I'll go to the previous page first. But have you understood the second page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to the previous page. Okay.
So what is factor?
I'm going to the previous page now. Okay. Have a look at the working on the previous page. The element column, the percentage composition column, the atomic weight, the relative number of atoms, and simple ratio. The simple ratio of carbon is 1. Hydrogen is also 1. Oxygen is 2. So based on the simple ratio, I got the empirical formula C, carbon 1, hydrogen 1, oxygen 2. The empirical formula is CHO2. And in the question, vapor density of that compound is given to be 45. Vapor density of the compound is given to be 45. So, using the formula of molecular weight and vapor density, I calculate the molecular weight because the formula is molecular weight is equal to twice into vapor density. That's why we get twice into 45, 90. The molecular weight of the compound in the question is 90. So once you get the molecular weight, after that I'm going to the next page again. Write down the empirical formula once more, CHO2, which you have calculated. Okay. And then immediately find the empirical formula mass by using the atomic weights of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Carbon 1 atom into 12 plus hydrogen 1 atom into 1 plus oxygen 2 atom into 16. So upon simplification, the empirical formula mass is coming to 45. Okay. Now, after that, the molecular weight which we had calculated on the previous slide was 90. So by using the empirical formula mass and the molecular mass or weight of the compound, we find a factor n, factor small n, okay, which is equal to molecular weight divided by empirical formula weight or mass. That is 90 by 45. It comes to 2. Now, the molecular formula is equal to, within brackets, empirical formula, close the bracket, outside there is small n, that is the factor. Now, in the next line, I write CSO2, that is the empirical formula, close the bracket, and outside instead of n, I put 2 over there. Now, I simplify this, put the 2 inside, I will get C2H2O4, which is my molecular formula, and it is the answer. So this sum will carry 4 marks, and it is a very, very important sum. So you must know the method. If I twist the question, if the
So how much
question
marks?
4 marks,
Oh.
carry 4 marks, 4 marks, 4 to 5 marks. Okay, minimum is 4 marks. So this type of sum is important, and I guarantee 100% this type of sum will come 100%. 100%. Okay, complete that. I'm waiting for you all to complete.
So what is factor?
Factor is over here a multiple which is used to calculate the molecular formula, and its formula is equal to molecular weight divided by empirical formula mass. And this factor, if you multiply this factor to the empirical formula, we get the molecular formula. Okay. Can you see
So
the
the
formula of
factor,
factor?
sir,
Yeah, factor n.
excuse me,
Factor.
sir.
Yes.
So factor n will always be in whole number, or will it come in decimals?
In class 11, it will come in decimal, but in class 10 ICC syllabus, it will come in whole number only, always. It will be 2, sometimes will be 3 times, sometimes will be 4, sometimes, okay. It is always a whole number, okay.
So
So,
in class 10 syllabus.
yeah, in class 10. But if you go to class 11 syllabus, there are non-stoichiometric compounds in class 11 and class 12. So there, that time when we calculate the factor n, that time you will get the value of factor, instead of 2, you will get 1.46, 1.56, okay. You might get 3.24 like that. And those compounds whose factor is a decimal, not a whole number, those compounds are called non-stoichiometric compounds. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, shall I go to the next type of problems in this chapter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you have not finished copying, then you will stop wherever you are because I'll be sending this in the school's website, in the WhatsApp group, and as well as the video will be posted in the group link as well as the school website. Okay, now we go to the next type. Next type now. Now the next type of chemical problems are calculations based on chemical equations. This is also another important type of questions. This is the last type of chemical equations calculations in this chapter. And from here also, one question is compulsory. One question is compulsory. And I will not say 100% for this type of question, but I will say 75%. It is confirmed that from here, one type of sum will come. Under this heading, calculations based on chemical equations. Am I clear? Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
I am reading the question. Have a look very carefully. Try to listen to it very, very carefully. The question says, calculate the mass of calcium nitrate which would be formed by treating 148 gram 148 gram of calcium hydroxide with an excess of dilute nitric acid. Wonderful question. Calculate the mass of calcium nitrate which will be formed by treating 148 gram of calcium hydroxide with excess of dilute nitric acid. Given the atomic masses of calcium 30, oxygen is 16, nitrogen is 14, hydrogen is 1. But sad to say over here, the chemical equation is not given. So this sum will carry in breakups 5 marks, up to 5 marks. Okay. Int is given. I have given the int for you all. You need to frame the chemical equation first and then balance it and then proceed with the solving of this question. So the first thing you must do is try to frame
So
the
copying the
chemical.
question.
Yeah, copy the question. I'm waiting. I'm waiting 1 minute only.
So I cannot see the question.
Oh, that means your network is blind, you know. Your network
So
is blind.
network is
Open
lagging.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Open your
Why
eyes.
can't some if when some of you can see the whiteboard and when some of you can't see the whiteboard, I am surprised, you know. After so many days of online classes,
Yes,
still
sir.
you are not being able to manage a network. And here I'm not in the school, I'm at home, you know. I'm not in the school, I'm at home, I have managed everything, whiteboard, everything, all system software, everything is up to the mark, you know. And still you being student general up to the mark, you know. You be up to the mark. Try to whatever
So I
maintain
think
your.
we have Wi-Fi, no? So we don't have Wi-Fi.
You also arrange for that, no?
Sir, so you don't
You
have
also you have to arrange for that, you know, because you can spend so much money investing buying unnecessary things. You cannot arrange the money for buying the required necessary things in the home over there. That is the question I have to ask. No, we spend so much of things, so much of money buying unnecessary video games, you know, PS4, okay, all those things, okay, unwanted cell phones, you know, unnecessary cell phones. Necessary things you don't spend money. Finish copying the question.
Necessity goods.
Sir, in the exam, sir, you will give the hint.
Hint will not be given. Today only I have given the hint. In the exam, if the hint is not given, you have to understand the question and then frame the chemical equation. Okay. Now, now I am writing down the chemical equation. It is a reaction between calcium hydroxide. It is a reaction between calcium hydroxide and dilute nitric acid. So, calcium hydroxide and dilute nitric acid. I am writing calcium hydroxide formula CaOH
Mm.
plus dilute nitric acid
Twice.
HNO2. Okay. Now, when these two react, the products obtained are first one is calcium nitrate CaNO3 twice. Calcium nitrate plus water. Calcium nitrate plus water. The equation is The equation is complete. Okay. Now you balance it. Balance the equation.
Sir, that balance, sir, HNO3, sir, we have to do it, sir. So, no,
Divide
sir,
it.
HNO3, sir, nitric acid, we have to put 2 in
Two.
front of nitric acid, 2.
Okay, I put two over here. Balance it now. Balance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
What
So,
No,
happened?
sir, it's
nitrogen, sir,
not.
nitrogen.
Yes.
Carbon is, oh no,
There's no carbon over here. There's calcium over here.
calcium, yeah. Calcium, we have to
So we
balance.
have to no, sir.
Hydrogen is 4, hydrogen
No,
is
sir.
4, nitrogen is 2, nitrogen is 2. Now it is balanced.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is balanced. Okay, this balancing part you have been learning since class 8. Come on, man. This you could do
So, which,
by
so,
closing your eyes, you know. If you close your eyes, you should be able to balance equations, you know.
No, sir, from class 7.
From class 7, exactly. That means
So if we close our eyes, we can't see.
at least you can visualize the equation, you know. Okay.
So if we close our eyes, we'll put the values in wrong place.
Yeah, correct, correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now the equation is balanced. Now
In part
calculate the
only,
mass
no.
of calcium nitrate. They are saying
so
calculate
where
the
to
mass
put,
of
sir,
what?
uh,
What?
done.
Okay. They are saying calculate the mass of calcium nitrate. So put a question mark below calcium nitrate and write down after the question mark mass. Calculate the mass of calcium nitrate. So below calcium nitrate, put a question mark and write down below it mass. So they are asking us to calculate the mass of calcium nitrate, which would be formed by treating 148 grams of calcium hydroxide. So under calcium hydroxide, you write down 148 grams.
Oh,
Understood? No.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir,
Okay, very
understood.
good. So
Yes,
the question is saying,
Honestly,
question is saying
understood.
148 grams of calcium hydroxide will give how much mass of calcium nitrate? That is the question. Okay. So to solve this problem, first get the gram molecular mass of calcium hydroxide. Get the gram molecular mass of calcium hydroxide. This side you get the gram molecular mass of calcium nitrate. Come on, get it? Gram molecular mass of calcium hydroxide. I am solving it. Below it, calcium 1 atom, so 40 plus oxygen 2 atoms, 16 to the 32. Hydrogen 2 atoms, 2 ones are 2. That is coming how much? 40 plus 32 plus 2 is how much? 72 plus 2 is 74. The gram molecular mass of calcium hydroxide is 74 gram. Now, similarly, get the gram molecular mass of calcium nitrate. 40 plus nitrogen is 2 atoms. 14 to the 28. 28 plus oxygen is 6 atoms. 6 into 16 is 96. Calcium is 40. Nitrogen is 4 to the 8. Nitrogen is 2 atoms. So 2 into 14 is 28. Oxygen is 3 to the 6. So 6 into 16 is 96. So total is
164. 164.
164.
Yes, sir.
164.
The gram molecular mass of calcium nitrate is how much? 164. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
now,
Yes, sir.
now we will frame a sentence. We will write a sentence. 74 grams of calcium hydroxide gives 164 grams of calcium nitrate. 74 grams of calcium hydroxide gives 164 grams of calcium nitrate. Therefore,
Sorry, unitary method.
unitary method. Wonderful, wonderful. Very happy. Therefore, 148 grams of calcium hydroxide will give will give 148
Oh,
into
328
divided by
divided by
gram.
74.
74. Simplify this.
Yeah.
Right? How much are you getting? 300? How much?
Sir, 1 minute.
Sir, 328.
164 into 2.
Sir, 328.
328.
Yeah, correct. It is 328 grams. So, this is the answer. 320 grams of what?
328.
Huh? So, actually,
Calcium nitrate.
Calcium nitrate.
148 grams of calcium hydroxide gives 328
48.
grams of
Calcium
calcium
nitrate.
Calcium
nitrate.
nitrate.
This is the answer. Can you see now? Okay.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is
Yes,
the
sir.
first
Yes,
problem which I
sir.
have done on calculation based on chemical equations. Okay. Now
Sir.
time is already 10:25. Okay. I've got 5 minutes left. So if I go to the next question, at least you can copy the next question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Question number two.
Sure.
Copy the second question. Copy the second question. Question number two.
Sir, please show the previous page once.
Previous
Yes,
page.
sir.
Okay. Have a look at
Previous
the
page.
previous page.
Yes, sir.
Screenshot. Keep it like this.
Yeah. I am keeping it. You take the screenshot. Taken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now go to the next question. Number two. Number two. Calculate the mass of lead which would be obtained by eating 34.25 gram of lead oxide. Lead oxide is red lead, Fe2O4, in a stream of hydrogen and the mass of water formed at the same time. Okay. For this question, I am giving the equation over here. I have given the equation. Okay. Copy the question. And this question you will try for your homework. You will try for your homework. Write all of this. Right, I've written over there homework. Have you copied?
Sir, copying.
Okay.
No, sir. Copy.
Sir, not finished.
Please,
Sir, we'll send in the website in the group also. Don't worry.
sir, we'll send it in the group.
I'll send it. This
Yes,
is
sir. So please,
homework. Okay.
okay. I am not able to see anything. Yes, sir.
Vinayak, no? Vinayak, no?
Yes, sir. So
Ana-
still the empirical formula is appearing.
Oh, your network is very, very slow.
So I will send our group.
Yes, sir.
I've given
So I
the
will send the.
second homework also. Those who can see, screenshot. Second homework, first homework, second homework.
Sir,
One more homework is
Can you
there.
go back once?
Wait. One more homework is there. Okay. Number 4. So 2, 3, and 4 I'm giving as homework. Okay.
So
So can you go to the previous page?
Which page? This page.
Number two.
Number 2 is
Yes,
there on the
2
screen.
and
Number 2 is there on the screen.
Sir, number 3.
sufficient number 3. So number 2.
Let finish number 2.
Yes, so number three.
So we can go for the break.
Yeah, now I think I will stop the class there only. Okay. So this
Second
side,
Yes,
issue.
sir.
Sir, can you show number
Yes,
three?
number three.
I will send this in the WhatsApp also. There you can see. Okay. Number three is here. Number three is here. Okay. Understood? No.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
End my class.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye.
Okay,
Happy.
for the bye.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.